Good, happy Sunday, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to This Week in this edition of Politics with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, Buttigieg, Warren, draw crowds in New Hampshire stops. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Do you need to replace your roof this year? Call Century Roofing today to arrange a free estimate. Call now to take advantage of our spring special and get $500 off your total roof replacement. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
I'm proud of you for running to be our president.
Praise for Pete Buttigieg from 90-year-old Pat Preventure of New Hampton.
All the insults that are going to be thrown to you, you're going to be right there and be able to take them with a good answer.
And I'll try to live up to that. Thank you.
The crowd of over 1,000 spilled into overflow rooms at Plymouth State University. Asked about teacher salaries, the Democrat acknowledged that his husband is a teacher and had this to say.
I think we'd be a better country and even a more secure country for the long run if we treated teachers a little more like service members and paid them a little more like doctors.
Answering voter questions, Buttigieg talks about veterans' benefits, lowering incarceration rates, and how he would handle a divided Congress.
That's where a skillful president can show up literally sometimes in the districts of members of Congress who are out of step with the will of the people and hold them to account. So to me, part of the solution is structural, part of it's political.
Several other candidates are in New Hampshire today, including Elizabeth Warren, who's calling for impeachment proceedings following the release of the Mueller report.
The fundamental question for us is there going to be some accountability here?
At a town hall in Keene, the senator says whatever happens next affects Donald Trump and all future presidents.
We cannot be an America that says it is okay for a president of the United States to try to block investigations into a foreign attack on our country or investigations into that president's own misbehavior.
Warren also talked about her anti-corruption plan and how she would give more power to the working class. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Senator Kohlenbocher learns about New Hampshire commuter rail debate prompts infrastructure plan. After releasing a sweeping plan to spend $1 trillion to modernizing the nation's infrastructure, Senator Amy Kohlenbocher of Minnesota sat down Friday with Manchester Mayor Joyce Craig and other community leaders to listen to them explain the importance of expanding commuter rail into southern New Hampshire. Kohlenbocher, one of 19 Democrat presidential candidates, told participants during a roundtable organized by her campaign at the University of New Hampshire, Manchester, that her plan includes, in addition to rail, includes roads and bridges, schools, and rural broadband. Citizens, U.S. Senators' potential role as jury, Kohlenbocher doesn't say if Trump should be impeached. While fellow presidential hopeful Senator Elizabeth Warren became the first candidate to call for the U.S. House to begin impeachment proceedings against President Donald Trump. Senator Amy Coney Barrett on Friday stopped short of giving a direct opinion on whether he should be removed from office. If Trump is impeached by the House, senators would be the jury, Coney Barrett said in Manchester. She said it is crucial that former Special Counsel Robert Mueller appear before the Senate Judiciary Committee, on which she serves, to answer questions. Coney Barrett will be campaigning Monday with a Peterborough event. Man identified in recent Project Veritas video charged with double voting. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your own.
Vincent is accused of voting twice in the 2018 general election. The Attorney General's office has charged Robert Bell with one count of voting in more than one state. That's a felony. Prosecutors say he cast ballots in both Atkinson and Palm Coast, Florida in November of last year. Bell is out on bail and is due back in court next month.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Elizabeth Warren calls for impeachment proceeding against President Trump. Elizabeth Warren is urging the Democrat-controlled House to initiate impeachment proceedings against President Donald Trump. Warren is reacting on Twitter to the report by Special Counsel Robert Mueller released Thursday. The Massachusetts senator writes that to ignore a president's repeated efforts of obstruction and investigation into his own disloyal behavior would inflict great and lasting damage on this country, and it would suggest that both the current and future president would be free to abuse their power in similar ways. Warren is the first Democrat running for president in 2020 to make a full-throated call for the initiation of the impeachment process. And we want to hear from you. Let us know, what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea or not? Comment below and let us know. Buttigieg aims to keep momentum going in trip in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Adam Sexton.
Hello, I'm Paul Modulewski, the owner of Century Roofing. 10 years ago, we opened this business with two core values: fair pricing and customer service. And always remember, at Century Roofing, we value covered!
Okay, looks like we're having a little technical difficulties with the video. Please bear with us so we can get the video going.
Do you need to replace your roof this year? Call Century Roofing today to arrange a free estimate. Call now to take advantage of our spring special and get $500 off your total roof replacement. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
The mayor of South Bend, Indiana, has caught lightning in a bottle in this early stage of the New Hampshire primary. But Pete Buttigieg is taking nothing for granted, evidenced by the time he's putting in on the First in the Nation campaign trail.
At first, we wondered if this is a flash in the pan, but it's been more than a month, and we know we have staying power. Now what we got to do is build the right kind of organization. You know, it's a long road, and especially here in the early states.
The national spotlight has drawn some unwanted attention. In Iowa, Buttigieg, who is openly gay, was recently the target of hecklers and protests focused on his sexuality. While there was no threat of violence, we asked Buttigieg in a one-on-one interview if he's taking steps to protect himself.
I don't want to get into too much to security arrangements. What I will say is that politics brings out the good, the bad, and the ugly in our country. But what I've seen overwhelmingly is just how much good there is.
Friday afternoon, Buttigieg toured downtown Nashua businesses with Mayor Jim Donchis, who himself was once a 30-something mayor and political rising star back in the 1980s.
But I didn't run for president. I wasn't that qualified, but Mayor Pete, I think, is.
As Buttigieg makes the leap from local to national, he's saying the U.S. Attorney General should resign over his handling of the Mueller report.
He's put himself in this incredibly humiliating position, behaving more like the president's lawyer than like the Attorney General.
This is a two-day visit for Mayor Buttigieg. Tonight he's meeting with high school leaders in the state, and tomorrow he'll be holding a town hall at Plymouth State University. Reporting live in Nashua, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. And also visiting the Granite State tomorrow, Kamala will be at Borders and Brews tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. And she is running for president. Kellyanne Conway says president is not going to jail, predicts another Trump term. Just days after the release of the highly anticipated Mueller report on one of President Donald Trump's advisors, Kellyanne Conway, said Sunday that investigation found Trump committed no crime and even predicted another term for the president. And that does it for this edition of Politics with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this Sunday edition of Politics with Riley King. I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Have a great Sunday, everyone, and have a wonderful Easter. Goodbye, everyone.